My name is Eric Walton. Um, I've been working with Los Angeles County Probation Department for approximately 13 years. I'm a senior detention service officer. I'm also the institution vice president for Local 685. Most of my career had been working with youth who were at one point in time were classified as high risk offenders. These are your young people were pretty much are facing charges of what will be classified as 707B offenses, which is your more high-end offenses as relates to murder, attempted murder, rape. An anatomy of a fight in juvenile institution or any institution was the young person was passing out ketchup. So it's a little ketchup packet. So when he was passing out, he passed it to this one kid and he tossed it to him. That particular kid felt it was a level of disrespect because they were of a different race. Once he addressed the other kid, basically, hey, why you throw the packet at me? Then he responded back, and just like that, those two started fighting, and then the whole entire unit started fighting because it became a race issue. And just like that, a whole day room erupted over a packet of ketchup and a mere misunderstanding. And when those things happen or erupt, you can probably, as an officer, say some words to redirect their attention. Hey, stop, no, come here. But once they get into that mindset that they felt disrespected or their race or their gang was disrespected, it is immediate and swift a response, and it has to be addressed under the gang culture. They inflict serious injury upon each other. And if it's not stopped quickly, someone could end up going to emergency with serious injuries, or someone could lose their life. All it takes is one punch. All it takes is one kick. And you're going to have a young person that could be a vegetable, or it could lose their life, or could have a broken jaw, busted eye socket. They sustain some serious injuries when these fights erupt. So the only tools we have at that moment is to try and stop them. But if it erupts where it's multiple young people and you're the only officer in that day room and you have 15 to 18 young adults punching and kicking each other, you can only stop one kid. You have to be able to utilize the tool of OC spray to stop and diffuse multiple individuals inflicting serious injury upon each other. The amount of times that we had to send young people to emergency therapy for busted eye sockets, broken jaws, you name it, and not understand that the level of violence can be very intense, it will be irresponsible to not take into consideration. And these are not all adults. These are young people who are 17 and under. So we can't just limit it to a specific age group or above. There was a young man at Wayfinder who was beat to death. He was beat to death. He will never see his family. His family will never see him ever again. And young people beat this man to death. Arnold Garcia, one of our beloved members of 685, he was beat to death by one of the children he supervised at Dorothy Kirby. He didn't have pepper spray. If you don't have this tool, you have to be ready and understand that these young people are going to inflict serious injury on each other. Essentially, majority of the policies now allow young people to assault each other, staff, and destroy property with impunity. And there is little to no accountability. And when you let a young person know that if I can punch this other kid in his face, or I can punch this officer or this teacher, I can be disrespectful to a nurse, sexually demean women, things of that nature, and no one says anything to me, or there's no accountability from the court or from the institution itself. You told this young person that I can do whatever I want and you're not going to do anything. Now we're taking on a new population of adults and juveniles in the same facility, it's going to be very challenging to be able to move forward with a therapeutic home-like environment, and you have these two populations inside the institution, and basically you're allowing young people to violate each other or staff, and there's nothing in place to address the issue. At the end of the day, you cannot have a therapeutic home-like environment and you don't have tools in place to be able to keep everyone safe. It'll be irresponsible to have these two populations inside of an institution and not have the necessary tools to be able to address violence or any acts of violence toward any other young person or those who are coming in to provide services to the young people. It is our responsibility to provide safety for all involved. It is our responsibility to move forward with this new set of programs, but it cannot be done if you have policies in place that contradict the ability to provide a therapeutic home-like environment.